Bethany Manctalo here. Welcome to our Millwall Fans Show with some new voices, but the same focus. Just everything Millwall. Enjoy!
Welcome to the 2025-26 season of Millwall No One Likes Us Talking's Our Millwall Fans Show. I'm your host, Eamonn Barclay, and I'm excited to be here with the fantastic No One Likes Us Talking team of Hello George Lampey.
Hello Eamonn.
And hello Ted Robinson.
How you doing, Eamonn?
And hello Stan Godwin.
Evening, Eamonn.
Not everybody likes them, but they don't care.
Now, as we emerge from the international break, we return to action against QPR at Loftus Road, which will be a memorial match for the late Gordon Jago, who managed both the Hoops and the Lions. Nonetheless, we have some fantastic guests and plenty of Millwall matters to discuss. For now, though, let's pause for a moment to hear about our sponsor, G&M Motors.
Hi, this is Jess Tuffield from G&M Motors. Operating from a modern and purpose-built facility in Milton Road, Gravesend, G&M Motors offers a complete range of new Honda cars and services. As well as new Hondas, we have an extensive range of used cars, including ex-Motability cars from a variety of manufacturers. Specialising in new Honda cars, G&M Motors has been retailing quality new and used vehicles to the people of Kent and South East London for over 4 decades. We have been a Honda dealership since 1972 and are the country's longest serving supplier of this renowned marque. Conveniently sited just 2 miles from the A2, 10 miles from the M25 and Dartford Crossing, visitors to our showroom are assured a warm welcome from our experienced and friendly staff. Our facilities include an on-site workshop capable of providing full vehicle servicing and repairs, as well as an extensive parts department offering genuine Honda parts and accessories. The expertise of our skilled mechanics is not limited to just Hondas, but extends to most makes and models of motor vehicles. Whatever your motoring needs, visit us at G&M Motors today. The newly extended hours of our G&M headquarters means that you can contact us from 8 a.m. till 6 p.m. on weekdays and 9 a.m. till 6 p.m. on Saturdays. To contact us, call us today on 01474 365 026.
Thank you, Jess. Debbie Julian's here. Don't forget to call Jess on 01474 81 3562. G&M Motors have been dear friends with the Julians family for over 4 decades now. From my dad Lenny to me, Debbie, Lions together.
I'm your host, Eamonn Barclay, and with me I have the No One Likes Us Talking team of Ted Robinson, George Lampey and Stan Godwin. Many thanks to our sponsor, G&M Motors, for their continued support for another year. Why not take a moment to explore the range of Hondas and see all the other great options available at their Gravesend site? You might find something just perfect for you. Our first guest is a former Lion who played as a forward. In February 1983, he joined Millwall for $25,000. His first goal for the club earned him the special honour of having played and scored in the Football League for 5 different clubs in the same season. I reckon that's a record that's in the Guinness Book of Records. Anyway, he appeared in 116 games across all competitions, scoring 36 goals and played a key role in Millwall's promotion to the 2nd Division as 3rd Division runners-up. At the start of the 1985-86 season, he moved to Reading for a Football League tribunal fee of $35,000. Well, we made 10k there. So let's warmly welcome Kevin Bremner once again. Hello, Kevin.
Hello, how are you all?
Hello. Fine, thank you.
All right, Kev.
Well, as you know, Kevin, it's Eamonn. It's wonderful to have you back again before you head to the den for a prestigious occasion. In fact, we're absolutely thrilled to hear about your up-and-coming induction into the Forever Lions Club when we play Stoke. How did you feel when you heard the good news?
I was delighted. I mean, you say things like that don't happen every day. And Millwall, well, when I joined Millwall, they were 10 points adrift at the bottom of the old third division. And the great escape was hatched by George Graham. I mean, you say that the Millwall fans, they brought joy to me because they liked me that much.
Ted always talks about you in that way. Thanks for that, Kevin.
Kevin, Stan here, mate. During the 83-84 season, 3 homegrown young players were breaking into the first team. Alan McCleary, Nicky Coleman and Teddy Sheringham. And also a certain John Fashanu, who joined from Lincoln City. Looking back, was it clear to see the incredible potential these players had and the achievements that they would go on to accomplish?
I think Fash might have joined in the summer of 83, but certainly the first part of 83 was the Great Escape, which he wasn't there at that time. Yeah, I mean, he said Teddy was unbelievable. Nicky had a great left peg. As for Mr. Fashanu, he actually put me out of the Millwall team.
Well, don't like him then.
So he certainly had some potential there. What about old Alan McCleary?
Alan and I used to travel in together every day.
Did you?
Yeah. Alan lived in Welling and I lived at the top of Shooters Hill. After the Great Escape, I mean, see, I moved into the house summer of 83, I think.
Yeah.
I had the misfortune of buying my first house off a Scally.
There you go. And he paid you back later on. I know the story already.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
I was going to say, Kev, Steve Lovell, did he ever show interest in switching from full-back to centre forward during your time with us before he was actually switched, if you know what I mean?
I don't think he was. I think Lovers was quite fast, you see. I helped him in his efforts to score the goals. But he had so much pace, he had a lovely right foot.
He was there for a while with you, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was. I mean, I think he was nearly a whole season with me up front. Well, I played, was it 96 games for you lot and scored 36 goals. One in 3. But this new thing that they do now, the assists, I think I would be top of the assists.
Definitely. George was saying he thought you were the most assisted player in the team.
Oh, was I? Yeah. Hello, Kev, George here. How are you?
Yeah, fine, thank you.
Hope you had a nice birthday the other day.
Yes, thank you very much. I was up in Scotland for a while and now I'm back in England. So I had 2 birthday meals in both places.
But Mars bars or something like that, were they?
Not Mars bars, no.
Right, we know you keep in touch with Steve Lowens. He was a right winger, if I remember rightly, from the season when we gained promotion back to the second tier. Yeah. He stayed for a further season after you left for Reading. How did his style of play contribute to yours and the team's success?
Well, it's like anything else. Anybody gets the ball in the box as quick as he does, I get on it earlier.
Of course.
If they keep beating players, the ball doesn't come in the box. But if you get the ball in box early, sort of going in there, not waiting for it. The ball arrives as you arrive.
You know, I mean, there was quite a few players in that team with pace then, wasn't there?
David Stride, left back, and Anton left wing. Lovers was right back for a start, and Stevie Lowndes was right wing. The balls were coming in the box from all angles.
You only scored 36 goals, kid, didn't you?
Yeah. As I said, the assists I made were unbelievable.
We never counted them in them days, Kev, did we?
Yeah. No.
Assists.
No. No, something was in the bottom of your foot, wasn't it?
Evening, Kev. Ted here.
How you doing, Ted?
All right, mate. Listen, mate, I know you've done 116 assists in that season. I counted them. I recognise your contribution, mate. Don't worry about that.
Yeah.
But listen, Kev, many players describe their Millwall experience as a highlight of their career. What was it that made your time with the Lions a great experience, you reckon?
The Great Escape was unbelievable. Getting promoted, fast promotion with Millwall in 84, 85.
When you came to Millwall, Kev, I mean, obviously George Graham was a big influence there. Well, what was it about George that made him such a, well, it turned out to be a great manager, I think it's fair to say.
George loved himself when he's out in the pitch showing you how to do things. He was a proper showman.
Yeah.
He took us out to Bisham Abbey for us all to gel together. After he had bought the 7 or 8 players, whatever it is he acquired, whether it be loans or it was myself at 25 grand, Cousy and Anton for 65 grand. But as I said, he took us to Bisham Abbey, and that's all we did. Football, football, football. And he taught us something that had never been taught before. Because every manager I had ever been with, you had to show them outside, show them down the line, don't show them into the middle. George was a total opposite, having been with Terry Venables for a while at QPR, and that's the way they played. They show them inside to more players, because they've got more players to go through in the midfield areas and in the back areas than there is in the wing. That's how he played it to us, and it worked because we stayed up.
Well, remembering that side, Kev, I mean, like most successful Millwall sides to me, there seemed to be a real bond within the team that said, you're not going to beat us. You know, like we're Millwall and you've got to try and beat us and you ain't going to. You know what I mean? Did you feel that when you was playing for them? Did you have that sort of camaraderie amongst yourselves that you felt like that?
When we played away from home, we wouldn't all go home straight home. We'd go for a drink in one of the bars and have a chit chat about the game, and we bonded.
Oh, right. Kev, can I ask one more question? It's George. When George Graham came in and he brought all these players in, it's not like today where they have recruitment guys who do it all for them. Would they have been George's guys that he was, that he knew?
Well, I know for a fact that my one came from a guy called John Hazel, who was George's advisor. Right. I think he was sort of George's agent, really. John Hazel actually lived in Colchester and he knew of me anyway. When I scored for Millwall, I don't know whether it's a good tag or a bad tag, but that goal gave me five different clubs in one season.
Yeah.
I scored for Colchester in the 4th division. I scored for Birmingham in the 1st division. Yeah. I scored for Plymouth in the 3rd division, and I scored for Wrexham in the 3rd division, and then I scored for Millwall in the 3rd division. One season.
Some achievement, that, mate.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I was just going to say, it's funny that Kev said about the team meeting in the pub after the game and talking about the game and, sort of bonding like that. Because I must admit, the best seasons I've had is when I go to the pub. Because whether it's good, bad or indifferent, it always seems all right at the end of the night after I've been there.
Strange, that, Ted. Very strange.
Yeah. It's always the best way after football, I think.
Yeah. Kevin, I'm going to touch I'm fascinated listening to you always. And it's written in a Brighton and Hove Albion, I think, website. It says that you chose Millwall because it was closer when you were playing for all those different teams. Is that, I suppose you didn't want to pay the fares on British Rail, I don't know. Is that the case?
No, not really.
No.
I mean, I chose Millwall through the John Hazel. John Hazel.
You did. Yeah.
George Graham will have you.
Yeah.
Take you for good. He won't just have you for a month. He'll sign you. So that's why I went to I chose Millwall, because George Graham wanted me. You can only go where you're wanted.
That's a very famous statement, that. Yeah. We had,
and we were glad to have you.
Yeah, undoubtedly.
To be fair, well, not one of the best times of my life, but the euphoria of staying up was unbelievable. It was better than getting promoted.
Yeah.
Because Millwall, they were 10 points adrift in no man's land.
Almost dead and gone. I mean, it's an incredible turnaround. We picked up 27 points in 12 games. I mean, that's just incredible when you think about it. And when did you realise the Great Escape was on?
The very first game. I mean, see, that's one down. Another two, I can't remember, was it 14 or 15 games I played towards the end that season?
Yeah. So you only realistically saw a couple of games where it all went pear-shaped. But after that, I mean, we just sailed through. I mean, you all must remember that, the end of that season. It was just incredible.
It was.
I mean, but thinking about it though, I mean, I remember hearing, right, the amount of money that George Graham got, and apparently at some point later on, I heard that Reg Burr said had he'd have been the chairman, he wouldn't have got that sort of money.
That's
I find it mind-blowing, but, you know, that's apparently the story.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. I can't believe that.
Yeah.
That's what I heard. I mean, as I say, whether it's
folklore or not,
I don't know.
You paid 25 for me and got 35 for me.
Yeah. Oh, that was his reasoning.
I don't think he lost much on any of the players that he bought. I mean, you see, Mickey Nutton, I think, was only 15 grand.
Yeah.
I was 25. Lovers was a free. David Stride came back from America. Cousy and Anton was 65 grand.
Yeah.
Peter Wells, a goalkeeper, he was a free.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you a quick compliment here, Kev, and this is an honest truth. You know how us Millwall fans, how we love our own team. You know, we like to say we encourage them at time to time with some choice words. But I can honestly say, and I'll be quite honest here, I never ever heard anyone give Kevin Bremner any choice words. He was always very complimentary. To me, that means you must have been a good player.
You were a good player. He was a good player.
It wasn't the fact that I was a good player, but I just didn't give up.
Yeah, that's right, mate. Your work ethic out on the pitch was what I think us Millwall fans recognised.
Thoroughly enjoyed.
You'll always be remembered fondly for that. But seriously, I've heard some choice words spoken about players, but I never heard one detrimental word about you, Kevin. That's a credit to you, mate.
We should call him Kevin, the undetrimental Bremner. That's what we should say. That's a nice.
It's the same old saying: you only get out of the game what you put into it.
That's right.
Very true.
Put my heart and soul into every game, not just for Millwall, for every club I played for. It was heart on the sleeve job.
That might have been when I'll give you the choice words when you was playing for someone else. That might have been when I'll give it to you.
It was at Reading, wasn't it? When Reading got promoted. That was it.
One of the games in the Great Escape was away at Reading. And we were 2 or 3-0 down.
That's
and brought down for a penalty. Lovers scored. I think Cousy scored a header, and then I scored the third one to make it 3-3, and Reading got relegated.
Yes.
And we stayed up.
That's why they wanted you back, to bring the magic to them. Ted, come on, let's get some of this prediction league out of the way.
Oh, okay, yeah, right, Kev, with the prediction league for this week. The game's up.
I hate that.
Yeah, well, you'll be great at it, mate. You'll be great at it.
No, I won't.
Well, the first game that I've picked is obviously Millwall, who are away this week to QPR, who are flying quite high and lost in 6. So, what do you reckon?
2-1 QPR.
Ooh. Cool, that's harsh.
To be honest.
But you know that when I said I hadn't got any choice words for you, I've just found a couple.
and the second one's off.
yeah. Second game, here's one for you. Oxford at home to Derby.
Oh, gee whiz. 1-2.
1-2 to Derby. I've got to be honest, there's no easy games in the Championship, Kev, really, is there? The last one, Southampton at home to Swansea.
Oh, 3-1.
3-1.
Well, thanks so much for those predictions, Kevin. There's a chance you might even win a prize, and we truly appreciate you joining us, Kevin. So,
No
wishing you all
chance,
the best. What's that?
No chance of that.
Behave.
The prize is a few choice words from me.
Yeah, probably. But apart from those cynical around us, we wish you all the very best. Enjoy your induction. I look forward to seeing you there for that. And please send warm wishes to your family as well. Bye for now, Kevin.
Cheers, boys. Thank you.
Yeah, cheers, Kev.
Bye.
Right, bye.
Well, that was nice. We'll take a break there and hear from Ellie Milliken. Hi, Ellie. Lovely to see you here up in Harvey's Den again. Tell me, what goes on? When are you here? What can we expect?
We're here Monday to Friday from 10:30 till 5 every day, open to the public. Everyone's welcome. We're open every match day from 11:30 till 2:30, and the girls up here are all lovely and friendly.
So what's on offer at the cafe these days?
We've got everything from chicken burgers to paninis to full breakfasts, tea, coffee, hot chocolate, soft drinks, snacks, everything you could need.
So it's all here, all available, a great team to serve it up to you. Well, what else can I say but carry on in Harvey's style here at Harvey's Den Cafe, and all the best to you, Ellie, and your team, and I look forward to coming up and enjoying some of the fare in not the far distant future. Well, in fact, I've already done that. The coffee is just superb. Thanks, Ellie.
Thanks, Eamon.
Well, I'm your host, Eamonn Barclay, and with me I have the No One Likes Us talking team of Ted Robinson, Stan Godwin and George Lampey. If you're attending the Den during the week or on Saturday match days, then visit the Lions Centre where great food at competitive prices is available. Many will be aware that Ellis Barr underwent an operation to improve her mobility. Since mid-September, she has continued to improve demonstrably. The No One Likes Us talking team, Millwall Lionesses, Millwall Romans and Pride, and many of our listeners wish you the best on your continuing recovery. Well, here's Ellis.
Hello, Ellis here, and I'm glad to be back talking about Millwall. I know many have watched my videos. Thanks for your support along the way. It is now time to hear what all the Millwall teams are up to. Come on, Millwall!
Yeah, come on, Millwall. Paul Loding brings us the Millwall Romans and Pride's update.
Hi, it's Paul Loding at the Millwall Romans with a little update for the week. Last weekend on the Saturday, we attended the annual Titans tournament. This has been going on for about 20 years. Teams from across London and the UK has popped down to play in a 11-a-side tournament. They're half-an-hour games. It's normally a very, very long day, depending on how you progress into the group stages, etc. But we started the day, it was a bit of a mixed team between Romans and Pride players, but started the game, defended really, really well. Couldn't really get through to us in open play in the first 3 games at all. And managed to then get a nicker goal in the last game to progress into the semi-final. The semi-final, we're up against Village Manchester. Village Manchester, obviously, very strong team. We've played them many times over the last few years. But again, defended really, really well. Managed to nick a goal on about the halfway mark, about 15 minutes in. And then just sat back, defended for our lives. They couldn't get through us at all. And managed to then get into the final. So after 5 30-minute games, we eventually reached the final to play the London Falcons, a team that we have played a couple of times over the last few seasons. They did bring a good side with them. I think there was a few aching legs by this point. We unfortunately conceded a penalty, which was then converted by Falcons, and then we just couldn't get the equaliser at all. We pushed and pushed and pushed. But very proud of the boys and what we've achieved there, coming runners up in the London Titans tournament out of about 14 teams. So we had a good day. On to this weekend, and the Romans and Pride players are joining forces again to play in a friendly. This is a big one. We've been waiting for years for this one. It's Millwall Man versus Fat versus the Romans. 4 p.m. kickoff on Sunday at St Paul's. We've known Brad and the teams there for a number of years. They're great guys. Lots of banter that flies around. And we've been talking to Brad about getting a friendly in, and we've actually managed to do that. Unfortunately, I'm away this weekend. I'm gutted to be missing this game, but it'll be a really, really good game. And we'll report on that for next week. And this week's predictions, Millwall definitely on a run now. This is it now for the season. They're going to keep winning. I'm going to say Millwall 1-0 against QPR. Oxford Derby, I think Oxford Derby's going to be a 1-1 draw. And Southampton Swansea, I think Southampton are going to nick that 2-1.
Well, that ain't bad, is it? Run it up. Yeah, the old Romans and Pride combo worked quite well, really. They have offered us a game. They wanted us to support them in the 40th anniversary of the Trust. Paul said, could we get a team together and play them up at St Paul's? I said, Ted's good at that because he always talks about it, so I'm going to hand that over to him. We'll get back to him on that. Anyway, the Lionesses headed over to Ruislip to take on London Sporting Benfica in their return to league play on Sunday, with our new reporter, MCT's Kai Bennett, sharing the story for Maritime Radio.
One-eyed girl on Maritime Radio. We're saying good morning and welcome to Kai Bennett, who's joining our sports reporting team, bringing us the story of Millwall Lionesses' league match at Ruislip last Sunday.
Millwall Lionesses made it 3 wins in a row with a 1-0 victory over Sport London Benfica at Rectory Park on Sunday. A single goal from Cader Townsend was enough for Ted Jones's side to walk away with all 3 points. That's 3 wins in a row, as previously mentioned, and the Lionesses face Ashford Town at St Paul's Sports Ground next Sunday, looking for a repeat of the FA Cup win a couple of weeks ago.
Thanks, Kai. Can it be 4 wins on the spin come next Sunday? We look forward to hearing more from you next week. All your tunes here then?
Yeah, can we keep up the winning streak going on Sunday at St Paul's against Ashford, who are from Middlesex rather than Kent? In fact, they're actually in Surrey. Middlesex doesn't really exist, except in the figment of many people's imaginations. Anyhow, when Saturday arrives, we travel to Queen's Park Rangers to face the Hoops on a day dedicated to celebrating the life of former QPR and Millwall manager, the late Gordon Jago, who passed away during the closed season. Jeff Burnage sent out a lovely view about Gordon around about the time that it took place. Anyway, it's a 12:30 kickoff, and it will be broadcast live on Sky Sports Main Event, Sky Sports Football and Sky Sports Ultra HDR. Wow, HDR Ultra. The Hoops sit 2 places above us in the league, having won 4 and drawn 2 in their last 6 matches. Well, when you compare that to us, we've won 2, drawn 2 and lost 2, with only a single point separating us. Well, we haven't been doing too bad, really, have we? Many fans hope we return to playing with 2 up front, but recent results haven't favoured this approach. QPR's 2 draws were against the Owls and Oxford, both of whom stacked their defences, which might also be a likely tactic for us. The bookies have priced QPR to win at 13-8, a draw 2-1, and Millwall to win at 9-5. The odds are close, so we can expect a tight game at Loftus Road. I suppose just as tight as the space between their blooming seating. Never mind, I'm going to hand you over to Ted, who's going to take us through the predictions.
Right, thank you, Eamonn. Yeah, you're right about their seeds. That goes without saying. Awful, absolutely awful. Right, so as you may have heard with me, with Kevin, that my games for this weekend are QPR versus Millwall, Oxford versus Derby, and Southampton versus Swansea. I'll start with myself. The first game, QPR versus Millwall, I believe it's going to be 2-1 to the Lions. What do you reckon, George?
I think that's going to be a draw, actually. I think it's going to be 2-2.
2-2. And George, what about you, Stanley?
Well, I fancy us to win 3-1.
3-1, not a bad chat. Eamonn?
Me, I'm in for a 1-2. Yes, we're going to win that one.
Let's hope so. Tough game.
They're
going well, QPR, but with all our injuries coming back, it's going to be a tough decision for Alex Neil to pick a team. Pick a squad, let alone a team. Right, moving on to the next game, Oxford versus Derby. I've gone for a 1-0 win to Derby. What about you, Stan?
I fancy Oxford to win that 2-0.
2-0 to Oxford. Eamonn?
I've gone for a 1-1 draw for that.
1-1 draw. George?
I'm going to go for a 2-2 draw.
2-2 draw. All seen on the fence, eh? And our last game, Southampton versus Swansea, and I've gone with a 1-1 draw, sitting on the fence. What about you, Eamonn?
At Southampton, they're playing pretty well, and Swansea never inspired me when we went down there. We just, silly goal, and I think we played them out. So I'm going to say Southampton 2, Swansea 1.
Stan?
I'll go for Southampton 1, Swansea 0.
Swansea 0. And George?
I think Southampton will win that 3-1.
Southampton 3-1. And we will see how that goes at this coming Saturday. In case you haven't noticed, I think they're all the 12:30 kickoffs.
Yeah. Anyhow, it's very nice of you to be here tonight and to manage that for us, Ted. It's a real appreciation from me, George and Stan. We also have predictions.
Not so much from me, really.
Okay. The disillusionist. Right. We also have predictions from Nick Wyatt of the Facebook Millwall Sicily site. So let's hear what Nick has to say.
Hello, everyone. These are my predictions. QPR 1, Millwall 2, Oxford 1, Derby 1, and Southampton 2, Swansea 1. Thank you.
And thank you, Nick. Wonderful stuff. Some familiar sounding scores there. Anyhow, we're excited to face Stoke City at the Den on Tuesday. Would you mind sharing your quick predictions in a win, lose or draw format? Ted, what do you reckon?
Another tough game, they're up there, but I'm really hopeful with this squad, the way it's coming back together, all the injuries and that. So I think that we will beat Stoke 2-0.
You don't even have to give a score. Just win, lose or draw.
Oh, sorry, we'll win.
You're okay. George, how about you?
I'm confident about this. I think this is going to be a win for the Lions.
Lovely. Stan?
Yeah, I think we'll win.
And I'll make it 4 wins. So thanks for that. Let's be hopeful. And I'm looking forward to a great game. And thanks to Dave Hart for collating the results and producing the table.
Well done.
Our second guest has supported Millwall Football Club since he was a boy, even though he's worked at Charlton Athletic. A fun fact is that he spent 6 years coaching the under-16 team for Tampa Bay Mutiny in the MLS. He's genuinely a dependable person, more reliable than a lithium battery. Or is it a Duracell battery? Lithium battery, no, definitely. Please welcome the one and only Sean Daly, the CEO of Millwall Community Trust. Hello, Sean.
Good evening, everyone.
Hello. Hi, Sean.
How are you doing?
Oh, they were all receptive there. That's good, isn't it? It's good, really good news. Good start, good start. You've recently unveiled a new initiative, Millwall Cubs. Can you tell the listeners how it came about and what's involved?
Yeah, sure. Well, we do a lot of work with children and young people, sort of like 5, 6 years old upwards. And we get a lot of parents come to us and say, do you not do anything for the younger age group, sort of like 18 months up to 5 years? So we started to do some football and some sport around just developing young children's sort of abilities, their coordination, their balance, and we're going to use it as a football. So it's working with real young kids for about 18 months up to 5 years.
That's fantastic. Absolutely fantastic.
And hopefully we'll get some players like really young. So.
Well, if we start at that age, I think we'll be ready for the almost any time. Yeah, sounds good. Really does sound good. Get them involved early, and then you can keep them in. Thanks, Sean.
Sean, it's George here.
Good evening, George.
Hello. It must be nice to be compared to a lithium battery, but there you go. I'll leave that with you.
I'll be compared to worse, I think.
I would have thought so, Sean.
As opposed to George being like a candle going out.
Right, let's get on with the questions. Cut the jokes out. The club does the free mental wellbeing support for fans in partnership with, I'm not quite if I know how to pronounce this, Shura.
Yep. They
acknowledge the Trust's work in promoting mental wellbeing. How do you see this complementing the work of the Millwall Community Trust?
We do a lot of programs around mental health. You know, football is such a big ambassador for social engagement, working together, meeting people, etc. But we dedicate really Friday afternoon to two really big groups. Our walking football, which is sort of like the older generation, and then we have a big mental health group that come in for most of the afternoon, and then they represent Millwall in some mental health trophy tournaments during the year. But helpline is very important. You know, it's they have that sort of social time where they're playing together and meeting together and going out, but you've got to have some sort of like platform where you can go and see where you can get help and where you can be signposted and where you can speak to somebody. And the club came to me and said, look, we're trying to work around mental health platforms. How would that involve with the trust? And I said, look, the best people to speak to are the people that come on our programs. Get some feedback for them. So they spent about 3 or 4 months working with our groups to help design the platform really for the needs of the people and the participants. And I just think any helpline that can signpost people and support people, I think it's unbelievable. And I think Millwall to come and do something like this is groundbreaking.
Yeah, sounds fantastic. Yeah. I mean, you've also launched the Slam on World Mental Health Day, didn't you? There was a video, a brilliant video of your participation, one of the participants, which was brilliant. All of this is most commendable. Can you tell the listeners about this highly engaging initiative?
Yeah, so Slam have been using the Lions Centre probably for about 10 years. And I work very closely with Trevor, and the participants that come on his programs are either being recommended by GPs, recommended by hospitals, or self-prescribed themselves to come to this sort of program. And, Friday afternoon down there is great. They socialise together, they play football. They had a staff game last week, which I played in. But they're just a great group of people that need that sort of safe haven where they can come on a Friday. They sort of plan their week around coming Friday, and then they go and represent the club in loads of tournaments. And it was great when the club said, look, we don't just want to launch this, we want to launch it with the participants you're working with, and we want to showcase what you're doing and what they're doing. So it's an unbelievable program. I'll take my hat off to the person that does it is Trevor, who does it all. He's so involved with the participants and how we can help them, but he sees football as a way of them breaking down barriers and having a social time together.
Can I just ask one question more before Ted has a question? How do people find out, Sean, what is going, because you do so much at your place, how do people physically find out what you do, all them subjects and things that you cover? How do people find that out?
I think that's where we're not the greatest. I think we don't promote enough what we do, I don't think. And I think that's because we're not there to promote it, we're there to deliver. Everything we do is on our website, everything. You come into the Community Trust, into the Lion Centre, all the information's up there. But everything you'll find out about what we do is on our website. But I think most community trusts and schemes, they don't promote themselves enough. They just do it. They just want to get on with doing their programs. And anyone phones us, we will try and signpost them into the right areas. If we haven't got the program that they want, we can probably signpost them to somewhere in Lewisham and Southwark that have got the program they need.
Right. Okay.
And of course, our Millwall Fans Show tells them all about it as well, George.
Of course it does, yes.
Well done, Eamonn. Tell him off. Evening, Sean. It's Ted here.
Evening, Ted.
How you doing, mate? All right.
Very well.
Hopefully, Sean, I was going to think this other day, I watched the Championship stuff or the EFL stuff, and they've always got a community trust thing going on from clubs. It's about time they had Millwall in there, I think. But,
we were on it last year with the Jimmy Missam programme that we did.
Yeah.
But they don't really tell you. They sort of 2 or 3 weeks before they phone up and say, "Oh, we want to come and cover Millwall. What have you got going on?" So it's not really planned for the whole season, but we had coverage on the Jimmy Missam one last year. So hopefully, touch wood, we'll be on it again this season.
Yeah, fingers crossed, mate. I'll tell you what, it's wonderful to see Millwall ambassadors, Wes Harding and Reece Bangura Williams, recently engaging with the children in the community at Grove School alongside MCT's Emily Paul to celebrate Black History Month. The PFA is proud to support these initiatives. Could you share a little about what each player ambassador is involved in?
Yeah, so about 3 weeks ago, I went down to the training ground to meet all the players. One, to tell them about what the community scheme is, because I think that's quite important, is that we take them out to as many initiatives as we can. And, I think they're my biggest resource. For a player to come out and endorse the work we're doing is unbelievable. So I went down to see all the players. I explained what the Community Trust does, which some of them didn't know what I was talking about. They said, "Oh, we just thought you done the mascots or did a bit of football." And then when you talk to them about, working on the estates of crime and, an officer in the police station and feeding the children that are on free school meals, they couldn't believe it. So what I did, and I learned this a few years back, is that you take a player to an initiative and he's really got no interest about it, because they don't know about it. So what I said to the players is, look, these are the strands I've got. I've got football and sports development, which is around holiday camps and school football. I've got a disability program, which is, around children with disability, the wheelchairs. I said, I've got an LGBT football team. I've got a women's football team. I've got a program around crime. I've got a program around employment. And then I asked all the players who would like to be an ambassador for any of those programs. And I said, look, I'm not asking you to come to every session we do, but it'd be nice that you come to one session or 2 sessions and show your support. And because you know a little bit about it now, because we prep them up, you're going to buy into it a little bit more. And every year it's grown. I've got 21 ambassadors this year out of the team. I think I had 16 last year. I mean, I went down there with Jason. Jason talked about EDI and I talked about the Community Trust, and they were sort of when I talked to them about the stuff we do late at night on the estates and, about county lines and they were just because they'd probably never been exposed to that sort of issues, and they come into Lewisham, play their game and go back to the training ground. So to know that that's what the borough's like, and then to know that the football team they play for is actually in there trying to give people opportunities and change what's going on out there, I think they were quite shocked by. And that's why 21 of them said, look, no, listen, I'm on that straight away. So we kicked it off this week with the guys go to the school for the Black History Month. We had one of the Lionesses go today to another school. And we're just going to be taking the players out to meet the children and all the participants.
That's brilliant, mate. Brilliant to get the 21. That's a great. Well done, Millwall, from that side of it.
Yeah, and it's down to people like Jake Cooper. You know, Jake Cooper and Karen Wilson that have been there a long time. You know, they prep it up, they get us down there, but they literally say to the players, you don't believe what this group are doing. You do not believe, you know. And when you tell them that, you know, we fed 9,500 children in the summer that were on free school meals, they were like, what do you mean on free school meals? Kids that haven't got any free school meals because they're not exposed to that stuff in their usual day.
Do you have any other exciting plans for Black History Month, Sean?
I know Jason's doing some work at the moment. I think they're looking to get some former players in to have a chat with them. And I think we were talking, Jason, the other day about, you know, it'd be great to have a former player in and then a young player that's gone through the system lately and to see what the sort of environment was, you know, there and then just have a chat. So I think Jason's working on something like that at the moment.
Sounds good.
Yeah, Sean, it's Stan here, mate.
Hi, Stan.
Yeah, I'm all right. I'm just an observation before I asked you my question. I mean, Ted mentioned, and he was spot on, that on the football on a Saturday now, and it's been the case for at least 2, if not 3 years. On the Saturday night, they always show you a bit, don't they, about what a community place does on the grounds, and some community activities are bigger or smaller on the size of the club and whatever. And I mean, I remember, and there was a particular individual who spoke to me one day, and he was banging on about, well, this ain't what the club's here to do. It's here to run a football team, and all that work should be done by, you know, social services and all that. I mean, the bloke is from year zero, but that was his view. And because when I said to him about, well, you know, all these programs, I said, if you don't believe me, watch it. And because then he come back and said, oh, yeah, well, I didn't quite think of it like that. I said, well, you know, you want to broaden your mind a bit. But anyway, that was that. Right. The Millwall Community Centre, or Trust rather, hosted the Department for Work and Pensions, Job Centre Plus and local partners. This was held at our 16 to 24-year-old youth employability and IAG hub last Thursday at the Lion Centre. These events are becoming a regular activity at the Trust. How effective are they, and what feedback do you receive from the partners and attendees?
Yeah, I mean, it's been going nearly a year now. And one of the big things that was coming back from the government was that young people didn't find the job centres very sort of like welcoming and warming to come to. So a lot of people wouldn't come to the job centres. So we got approached by the DWP, and they said, look, we're trying to find attractive places for young people to come to look for jobs. And we've gone down the route of maybe looking at football clubs. So they came to us about a year ago and said, look, would you be interested in having an employment hub at the Lion Centre? It's open 5 days a week, Monday to Friday. The DWP put in some job workers in there. They wear a Millwall kit, but people get directed to the football club instead of being directed to Forest Hill Job Centre or Peckham Job Centre. So they come to a football stadium. And it's worked very well. It's worked very well so much that it's possibly they're going to recommission it again for another year. They've also looked at other football clubs. So further up north, people like Blackpool have now got an employment hub in their football club. I think Preston have got one, Sunderland, Charlton have got one now, Palace have got one. So it's worked very effectively, and I'm hoping, touch wood, that the visit we had during the week was more about them having a look at it, taking the good practices from all the different clubs that are doing it, and then saying, well, it works because we're getting young people through the door. There's a lot of footfall coming through. They're getting jobs. They're getting some mentoring from us as well. And, you know, we've got jobs at the Community Trust, and there's other our partners as well. So I think going forward, I'm not sure. A couple of weeks ago, I think the Department of Work and Pensions said they were looking to launch a partnership with the Premier League clubs. Same sort of thing they were looking to do, to open up job centres or sort of like hot desks for their job workers in the football clubs.
No, it's brilliant, isn't it? I mean, that's the sort of forward thinking I like to hear. None of this dinosaur approach. And it's marvellous. I mean, it really is, and it goes from strength to strength, doesn't it? I mean, full credit to you and the community trust and everybody else involved, mate, and even the club. On the wider front, like. Yeah,
the club are very supportive.
Yeah.
For me, and it has been for years, is that the club know how important the community trust is to them as a brand, and out seeing what people see about the club, and whatever happens for Millwall community and what we get the bad news is, there's always good things saying, well, you wouldn't believe what they do in the community. They do some unbelievable stuff, which is what we're going to keep knocking and chipping away at.
Yeah.
Pretty good stuff. Now, talking the Premier League, because you just touched on that, is the Premier League secondary school stuff happening? What's that all about?
Yeah, so we have a couple of programs. We have Primary Stars, which is funded by the Premier League, which Emily does, which is mostly helping children with numeracy and literacy. And it's really changing the national curriculum into football and sport. So they've also offered another program which is called Premier League Inspires, which is for secondary schools. And it's really workshops around well-being, it's workshops around healthy eating, it's workshops about getting your CV writing, looking forward about a job, how to present yourself, social media safety and stuff like that. So we've managed to put an application in, and for a few years, it's only been the Premier League clubs that have been allowed to get that sort of money to do that. But they've reached out to the EFL clubs now and said, look, we want to take a few more EFL clubs on. And I think there's only about 20 EFL clubs that actually got the funding for the next 3 years, and we're one of them. So we're going to take those workshops into secondary schools.
Yeah.
And it's really sort of enhancing what we're doing at primary schools now in secondary.
That's absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant, Sean. You can't beat that sort of taking it forward, and you surely will continue and make a massive, big difference. But before you make too much of a difference, I'll pass you over to Ted, because he doesn't want you to leave us yet.
Okay.
No. Before you go, Sean, we've got the old prediction league coming up here. The 3 matches that I've picked out and I want your predictions for is starting obviously with our beloved Lions. They're away to QPR. How'd you see that going, Sean?
I think the guys have had a nice break, and I hope the few injuries are coming back, so I can see us beating them 2-0.
2-0, I like that. Second game, Sean, Oxford at home to Derby, our dear old Gary Rowett playing at home to Derby.
Yeah, they're welcoming back there, weren't they, Derby?
Yeah.
That's a draw, 0-0 all over, I think.
0-0. And last but not least, we've got Southampton at home to Swansea.
1-0 Southampton.
1-0. Well, thanks for that, Sean.
No, thank you very much, everyone.
Well, that's very nice. Your prediction league scores might lead you in a position where you're lucky and you could win something. So that'll be nice as well. But in the meantime, we look forward to your return to the show soon and to be hearing you bring more updates on the activities of the Millwall Community Trust. Now, all the best to you, your MCT team, and last but not least, your loved ones. Bye for now, Sean.
Goodbye, everyone. Thank you for all your support. Have a good evening.
Cheers, Sean.
Cheers. See you, Sean.
We'll take a break there to hear about the Millwall Community Trust from our, bustling star, Bethany Manctolo.
Our Millwall Community Trust Line Centre has a 4G football pitch where 9 versus 9 can play, a sports hall, classrooms and a cafe. To access these state-of-the-art facilities in a safe and positive environment, get in touch on 0207 740 0503.
Wow. I'm your host, Eamonn Barclay, and with me, I have the No One Likes Us Talking team of Ted Robinson, Stan Godwin and George Lampey. By making use of the Lions Centre, you'll be supporting our Millwall Community Trust in delivering enriching programmes to people of all ages throughout our community. Well, we're all looking forward to the next game, but in the meantime, here are a few matters of interest for Millwall fans and those interested in football.
I'm excited to share that the new inductees to the Forever Lions Club are Jamie Morley, Katie Chapman and Kevin Bremner. These beloved former players will be honoured on the pitch during the half-time of our upcoming home game against Stoke City on October the 21st. Let's celebrate their significant contributions to our club.
Here we are.
We're thrilled to let you know that next week's show with Bethany Mantelo will be hosted next Friday. She'll be joined by the wonderful panel featuring the direct Ted Robinson. Who writes this? The thoughtful David Hart and Andy Petman, who brings mainstream media experience with him. Plus, we have a couple of special guests. Ted will be delivering his own prediction league like he did this evening, and you'll get a preview of our up-and-coming home match against Leicester. We're really looking forward to sharing this with you. Good night.
The Millwall Lionesses are hosting Ashford Town at St Paul's Sports Ground, Rotherhithe, on Sunday with a 1:30pm kick-off. If you're able to join us, our Lionesses will be genuinely grateful for your outstanding support. Ashford will be looking to avoid another demolition from our Lionesses. Additionally, you can hear our Millwall Lioness, Mia Lockett, on BBC Radio London Women's Football programme from earlier this week, which is available on Millwall Lionesses on X and our X and the FB site too.
You can listen to the No One Likes Us Talking team as they provide reports from our games, both home and away, for the Lions, Lionesses, Romans and Pride. You'll also receive updates on Millwall Community Matters on Maritime Radio, broadcasting on 96.5 FM or via their website. And every other Friday, you can listen to one of our team previewing and reviewing briefly what's gone on the Bowman Show at 9 o'clock on Fridays. You can find us on Instagram, Facebook X, formerly Twitter, YouTube, Spreaker, and all popular podcast platforms. Thank you, Stan.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ted.
Cheers, Eamonn.
And thank you, George.
Cheers, Eamonn.
And a big thank you to all for tuning in. Tonight we're excited, to enjoy playing the reggae version of Let 'Em Come, crafted by our only, talented, we've got a few others that are talented, by our talented Andy Petman. I can't wait to see everyone enjoying this unique take. Finally, let's not forget to keep it safe on the streets out there. Good night.
Let's the best team in London, no, the best team of all. Everybody knows us, we're called Millwall. Yeah! Let 'em come, let 'em come, let 'em come, let 'em all come down to the den. Let 'em come, let 'em come, we'll only have to beat 'em again. It's the best team in London, no, the best team of all. Everybody knows us, we're called Millwall. Millwall, let 'em come, let 'em come, let 'em come down to the den. It's Saturday in Cold Blow Lane, we've all come down to cheer. We've had our jellied ears and our glass of beer. Come rain or shine, our families will bring.
Our Millwall Fans Show is sponsored by G&M Motors of Gravesend, Honda dealers and much more. Thank you.